Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Oh, hi. Welcome to Storytime. I'm doing some sorting here of picking out something of my favorites. It's a little bit of a hint of what we're doing this month. I suppose I should go inside and get to my comfy chair so I can introduce everything. Would you like to come with me? Let's go. Oh, well, hello there and welcome to Storytime. I, of course, am Miss Hannah, and welcome to the big comfy chair, and welcome to a new unit. Our big word for this month is geology. Geology means the study of our Earth. Now, there's a lot of things to study about our Earth. Our Earth is awesome. We live on our planet, so it has to be awesome, right? But what's the first thing that you think of when you think of Earth? Rocks. So this week, we're going to talk about rocks. Let me get my first book. Here it is right here. This book is called Let's Go Rock Collecting, and it's by Roma Gans. And it talks all about different types of rocks. So let's read about rocks. Are you ready? I am too. People collect all sort of things. They collect coins, stamps, baseball cards, shells, toys, bottles, pictures, and cats. Some people collect things that are very old. The older, the better. The oldest thing you can collect are rocks. Most of them are millions and millions of years old. Most kinds of rocks are easy to find. Some, like diamonds and emeralds, are rare. That means they're hard to find. That's why they are valuable. Rocks cover the whole Earth. No matter where you live on a rock. If you live over here in the mountains or the valley, you live on rock. If you live in the city, you live on rock. Even if you live on the water, underneath the water, there's rock. It's rocks under cities, countries, and under oceans, lakes, and rivers, wherever you live. The Romans built roads made out of rocks. The rocks are still used today. Things made with rocks last and last. Look at these roads. We can still see them today all over the Roman Empire. The rocks that make up the surface of the Earth are called the Earth's crust. The Earth has lots of layers. The top layer is called the crust. Down here is called the mantle. We're going to talk more about that when we talk about volcanoes next week. Most of the Earth's crust is made of igneous rock. Can you say igneous? Ready? Say it with me. Igneous. It's a fun word to say, isn't it? Igneous means made by heat. Inside the Earth is very hot, hard enough to melt rock. The melted rock is called magma. Can you say magma? Good job. Sometimes the magma pushes through the cracks in the crust. When the magma comes to the surface, it's called lava. You say lava. Good job. When the lava cools, it becomes very hard. It becomes igneous rock. Most of the Earth's igneous rock comes from volcanoes on the seafloor. Next week, we're going to talk more about volcanoes. They're cool. Granite, this rock right here, is an igneous rock. It was once magma. Some granite is gray with small, shiny black and white crystals. Some granite has large pink, black, and white crystals. Look at all the pretty colors. The crystals in granite are called quartz. Can you say quartz? The pieces of quartz are white like milk. Others are clear like glass. Some quartz has a band of many colors. Jewelry is made from it. The marbles you may play with are banded quartz. Basalt is another kind of igneous rock. This is basalt down here. It's usually dark in color, gray, green, or black. It is the most common of igneous rocks. This is Mohs scaleness of hardness. Scale of hardness. Can you say Mohs? Not all rocks are hard. Some are soft. Talc is soft. You can pinch it into powder with your fingers. Talc is number 1 of the hardness of rock. This on the scale called Mohs scale of hardness. It's named after a guy named Mohs. It goes from 1 to 10. Diamonds are number 10. Quartz is about number 7. The hardest rock in the world is a diamond. Each mineral on the scale can scratch another mineral below it. Your fingernail, for example, is about 2.5, so it can scratch talc, but not calcite. If you ever felt baby powder, it's made of talc. Here's some different types. This is gypsum. You can scratch gypsum. Fluorite, apatite, orthoclase, quartz, topaz, corundum, and diamond. Not all rocks are igneous rocks. Some rocks are made of sediments. Sandstone is a kind of sedimentary rock. Can you say sedimentary? Say it for me. Sedimentary. Good job. It is made of grains and sand, muddles, and pebbles. Millions of years ago, sand was blown into rivers. The rivers carried the sand down and dropped it into lakes. Layer after layer settled on the bottom of the lakes and the oceans and seas. The top layer pressed down to the bottom layer. Slowly, the layers of sand became stone. You know it's sandstone. You know sandstone when you see it. It's often soft and grainy. Rub it between your fingers and grains of sand will come off. It's layered. Sedimentary means layered. Another kind of sedimentary rock is called limestone. It's made mostly of shells of animals that lived millions of years ago. Most often, limestone is white, but it can be pink, tan, or other colors. Sometimes you can see outlines of shells in limestone, right there. Limestone is used to make cement. Cement is mixed with sand, gravel, and water to make concrete for sidewalks. 5,000 years ago, the Egyptians built the pyramids out of limestone. They're still standing today. Maybe someday you're going to go to Egypt and see them. I want to go to Egypt and see them too. Look how cool they are. That's the Sphinx. He's made of limestone too. Besides igneous and sedimentary rocks, there's a third kind of rock in the Earth's crust. It's called metamorphic. Can you guys say metamorphic? Say it with me. Metamorphic. Metamorphic. Good job. Metamorphic means changed. Slate is a metamorphic rock. Slate was once shale, but over millions of years and tons of rock pressed on it, and then the pressure changed the shale very hot, and heat and pressure changed it to slate. Most slate is gray, but some is black, red, and brown. To make metamorphic, you have to push it together and heat it up. That's how you make metamorphic rock. Other metamorphic rocks are made the same way slate is, by heat and pressure. Some metamorphic rocks are so changed you can't tell what they once were. Here's this one. Here's granite, and it's turned into gneiss. Look how different it is. This is limestone, and it's turned into marble. Look how different they are. This is sandstone, and it's turned into quartzite. Does it look the same at all? This looks so different. When you start collecting rocks, you'll find out how many different varieties there are. One way to start a collection is to look for rocks in different colors. You'll find pink rocks and black rocks and pure white ones. There are gray rocks and brown rocks and yellow rocks. You can see what types of rocks. You can see if you can tell what types of rocks there are. You can keep them in egg cartons, or you can keep them in cardboard boxes with the larger ones like that. Rock collecting is fun, and one of the best things about it is you can do it anywhere. Wherever you go, try to find new rocks and add them to your collection. I have a few rocks. I don't know if we'll be able to tell what kind they are, but let's go see if I can find a few rocks in my house. Around my house. Let's go see. Hi there. I thought it'd be fun to look at some really cool rocks. Are you ready? Set them down here. So let's bend the camera down. Here we go. The first one I've got is actually a marble. Isn't that cool? We talked about marble being a metamorphic rock. It's a changed rock. Now, in the part of the country that I live, we have a lot of sedimentary rocks. So I've got a few sedimentary rocks to show you. This is limestone. If you can look, you can see all the shells in here. Can you see all the shells? A lot of limestone, as we saw, has shells in it. This is basalt. It's another sedimentary rock. You can feel how it's not very hard. I can scrape it. A lot of, I think this is some more limestone. Isn't that cool? Look kind of like our pyramids. This is sandstone. See it? See how sandy it is? At least I think these are. Geology is not my strongest one. Some of these cool rocks. They have layers in them, like these ones. They're probably sedimentary rocks. Alright, let me see if I can find one more in here for us to look at. Ooh, this is a little different. I'm not sure it is. What do you think? Could be igneous. Could be sedimentary. Could be, I don't think it's metamorphic. It's pretty soft though, so it's probably sedimentary. Alright, let's go back to our comfy chair. Alright, welcome back. It's time for another story, but this one, I'm going to do something special for you. I'm going to act it out and tell you as I act it out. But we have to go to my kitchen. Would you like to come with me to the kitchen? Let's go. Well, here we are in my kitchen, and we're going to do a fun story. This story is called Stone Soup. Now, I have to set it up a little bit. This is a fable, and possibly a legend, so it may have some truth elements to it, but our story is just pretend. So, once there was a soldier who was coming back, and he was hungry and starving. This is a long time ago. And he came to a town, and he was so hungry, and so he went up to each house and went, "Can I have a little bit of food?" And each person said, "No, I don't have any food to feed my own house." So they slammed the door in his face, and he went to the next house. "Can I please have some food?" They all said no. So he went from house to house to house, and each place said no, that they barely had enough food for themselves. So how could they feed anybody else? Well, the soldier went to the middle of town and said, "Well, I guess I'm going to make stone soup." So he's got up his pot, and he's filled it up with water. I've already done that in my pot. You can see that I've got water in my pot. And he got himself a stone, and he put it in his pot, and he started it going. You can hear mine going. And then he stirred it for a little bit and let it boil. He tasted it. He said, "You know what this could really use? Some peppers." And a little boy came running out with some peppers. And they chopped it up and plopped it into there. So he let it go again, and he stirred it, and he said, "You know what this could really use? The soup could really use? Some carrots." Sure enough, another little boy came running out with some carrots. They chopped it up and they put it in the soup. Well, the people were starting to get really confused. They'd been watching him for a while, and he's making a soup with a rock. Sure enough, he was stirring it, and you know what this could use? Some potatoes. Well, somebody ran out and said, "I have a potato!" into the soup it went. He looked in there and he said, this could use some onions. And wouldn't you know it, 3 different people came with 3 different onions. And plop, 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 into the soup it went. Stirred it some more. Starting to smell good. He tasted. This could use some broccoli and some cabbage. So into the soup they went. Somebody brought them. Stirred it and he said, it needs a little salt and pepper. So into the soup they went. He stirred it and he stirred it and he said, this is just right. But you know what it needs? A whole group of people to eat it. And he invited the whole town to eat his soup with him. Because it wasn't really just about the stone. It was about all the people coming together and making a soup. Isn't that a fun story? Let's do a quick activity and then let's do our final story. The big word of the month is geology. Geology means the study of our earth. Can you do it with me? We're going to do it 3 times because that's how many times it takes to get into your brain. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Geology, the study of our earth. Ready? Here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Geology, the study of our earth. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Geology, the study of our earth. Good job. Let's go. And here we are, back in the comfy chair for the one last thing. I bet after all of those different types of rock stories and learning about different types of rocks, do you want your own rock? Well, I have a couple books that give suggestions on how you can find the best rock. So, this first one is called Everybody Needs a Rock by Byrd Baylor. This, everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, 3-rounded playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock. Not just any rock. I mean a special rock that you find for yourself as long as you can find. Keep it as long as you can. Maybe forever. If somebody says, what's so special about that rock? Don't even tell them. I don't. Nobody's supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right, here are the rules. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made of nothing but hundreds of millions of small, shiny, blue, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do. Even an alley or a sandy road. Rule number 2. When you are looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose your own rock. When it's quiet, don't let the dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you're worried. Rule number 3. Bend over. More. Even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look for a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame it if you can't find a good one. See, they're looking at that rock. Rule number 4. Don't get a rock that's too big. You'll always be sorry if it won't fit right in your hand. If it won't fit in your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Rule number 5, silly Miss Hannah. Don't choose a rock that's too small. It's easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it, thinking it's a seed. Believe me, it happened to a boy I know in the state of Arizona. Rule number 6. The size must be perfect. It has to feel right in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket as you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day, and there aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if a rock is perfect. Rule number 7. Look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silver in it. Some rocks look brown but are really other colors. But you only see them when you squint and the sun is just right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream when it's passing by. Rule number 8. The shape of the rock is up to you. There's a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like them lumpy. To remember about shapes is this. Any rock looks good with hundreds of other rocks around it on a hill, but if your rock is going to be special, it should look good all by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9. Always sniff the rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from the ocean or from a mountain or when the sun touched it every day for millions of years. You'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They can't just smell as good as kids. Apparently. Rule number 10. Don't ask anybody to help you choose. If I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go there and sit all alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting the one that they wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. All right, there are the 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down to yourself. I'm going to go play a game that takes just me and my rock to play. I happen to have my rock right here. There you go. There's some rules for you. And here's another one about some things that a rock can be. This book is called A Rock Can Be, and it's by Laura Purdie Salas. All the different things rocks can be. A rock is a rock. It's sand, pebble, or stone. Each rock tells a story, a tale, each its own. A rock can be tall mountain, park fountain, dinosaur bone, stepping stone, volcano flower, night glower. Some of these rocks are glowing down here. Did you know how rocks glow? Lake skimmer, building trimmer. These things are rocks. Hopscotch marker, fire sparker. That's flint. A rock is a rock. Our earth in your hand. Our world's full of rocks, some simple, some grand. A rock can be a seaside home, crusty dome, desert dune, harvest moon. Did you know our moon is made of rock? Food grinder, pathwinder, harbor protector, land connector. Look at all the bridges. Sparkling ring, eagle wing, book proper, sheep stopper. There's a stone gate right there. A rock is a rock, part of a cliff, road, or sea. Now go and discover what else it can be. And I think I need to go get our fun craft, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Now, I have a special something for you to do. I need you for your craft to go onto a rock hunt and find yourself your own special rock friend. Like they did in a rock can be. Now, this is my special rock friend. See, he has a smile. You can paint your rock friend. You can draw a smiley face like I did. Or you can just hold him. It's your special rock friend. And I'll see you next time when we talk about some fun things in our Earth. Also, as I'm recording this week is Earth Day on April 22nd for this time when I'm recording this. So on April 22nd, go and celebrate Earth Day and be happy about our Earth. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.